All right. Hey, everyone. It's one of my guinea pigs. You hear that chirping sound. So, anyway, I'm going to present three trading themes or ideas. And strangely enough, they're all on the short side, but that tends to what happens when you get towards market tops. So, the first has got to be Tesla. All right. I mean, look at this. Tesla is just really overbought. I mean, for this particular stock, this is like as overbought as it's been since right before it collapsed back in like about a year ago. So you might be saying, well, Mark, they got all this delivery stuff and their earnings are growing and blah, blah, blah. Well, first of all, that's more long term investor stuff. We're really talking about trading. And from our point of view, it doesn't really matter what the long term earning potential is. If everyone who wants to buy Tesla buys it, what happens? There's no one left to buy it because everyone who wanted to buy it bought it. And if there's no one left to buy it, there's no one else who can push the price higher. Markets can't go higher unless you have aggressive buyers. So we're really overbought. We're getting close to resistance. Now you can see here, there was resistance at the level that was resistance before. This happens a lot. This is because of psychology. People buy at the level and then all of a sudden the stock collapses. And they're like, oh, this sucks. They've been waiting ever since to try to get out of break even. So you might have a large group of buyers over here or remorseful buyers from over here placing sell orders over here. Now, as we can see that happen here, right? Resistance here became resistance again. So sometimes some of the buyers start to get concerned they're going to miss out because they know that the sellers are going to go to whoever's willing to sell at I'm sorry, I said that wrong. The buyers are going to go to whoever is willing to sell at the lowest price. So the sellers start undercutting each other. All right, so that's idea one. Tesla, not yet, not yet. Once it gets back up to around 265, it's too soon to act yet. These are just things to have on the radar screen. So make sure you check back because this is the type of stuff we talk about every day at the Stock Market Jobber. Now, the next thing I saw, which looked kind of interesting, was natural gas. Now, before you say I don't trade natural gas, well, let me point out some ETFs that you could trade. A lot of our students are not futures traders. I mean, some of them are. We have some sophisticated traders, but there tends to be support at levels that were resistance, right? People sell and the price goes higher and they're like, if it ever gets back to my price, I'm going to buy my, in this case, contracts back because I made a mistake. So it looks to me like natural gas has a little bit of room to go. Now, if you want to take a natural gas position on the short side and you're not a futures trader, you could take a look at this ETF, UNG, right? Trades options, trades millions of shares a day. If you're super aggressive, you can think about buying this ETF here, cold. This is an inverse ETF. It's designed to move in the opposite direction of natural gas. Check it out. It was at 9%. So it's designed to move in the opposite direction by about twice as much. So you don't need to trade futures to get exposure to the natural gas market or a lot of the other commodities markets that we follow. And if you're super duper duper triple Lindy type pattern stuff, well, you could buy options on something like this. All right, so then the final thing I want to bring up until we meet again tomorrow is Bitcoin. Now, this is something that happens. This is kind of showing the characteristics of a move lower, all right? You can kind of see it up here. Notice how this price level was support and then it converted into resistance. Well, this is because people buy, and when the price goes lower, a lot of them who bought say, I made a mistake. If it gets back to my price, I'm going to sell and get out at break even. So buyer's remorse. When markets are going lower, there's buyer's remorse everywhere. And when what was support becomes resistance, it sets the stage for a move lower. And that's precisely what happened here in Bitcoin. Well, it looks to be happening. Excuse me. So notice how what was support over here became resistance over the last few days. Markets don't go in straight lines. They go in like a staircase. So this could be setting us up for a move lower. I think there's a pretty, it's kind of interesting how our three ideas were all on the short side, but this is what happens when markets go from bullish to bearish. Okay, everybody, thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 8.